I loved it. Life on Indian Island was great. It was basically, the reserve was pretty much basically fully round, and it was like all the outskirts was all like houses and infrastructures and whatnot, and all around the middle was like all forest. And it was great too. Like growing up there, my grandparents were there. I had my family there, and I also had friends I grew up with there. And we used to like just go play in the woods, and that's all we ever did. It was just everything was like outside. You couldn't really keep us in. My grandparents, well, basically what I learned from them mostly was like to listen. They always told me to honor my parents, make sure I listened to them. And just like any other grandparents, if I stepped out of line, they were quick to correct me along as I go. But other than that, they also spoiled us too, which was great. Teachings I got from my grandparents also was like traditional medicine. For example, when we got sick, my grandfather used to go into the woods and he would like strip bark off a birch bark tree. He would come home and he had his own little medicine pot he used to put on the stove. That's what we called it. And he would put birch bark in it, boil it. He put other ingredients in, which to this day I wish I actually knew. But he gave it to us probably first thing in the morning and before we go to bed, and by the next day we're pretty much all better, if not 100% for sure, to go back to school. Cuts and scrapes, that was my grandmother's department. She used to have like aloe vera plants outside, and one of the things that she used to do is she used to take that and she would like strip, like force the sap out of it, put it on our cuts and wrap a bandage around it. Or another method was she would take leaves and put either like lard or bear grease on it, and then she would wrap it around the scar. And she would tie it and just kind of leave it, and she'd tell us keep our leg elevated or just try not to, depends on where it was. And I'd say it's probably the same thing within a day and a half. It's like pretty much just like a scab that would just fall right off. They were more into what they learned from their grandparents and their parents.